Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to be doing a quick tutorial on the ship-launched fighters and their relevant UI, outfitting, and just how these silly things work. Let's get started. First things first is we need to get us some crew. So when you're at the station services menu, the crew lounge is right down here at the bottom. When you open this up, you'll see any crew members that are currently on your inactive roster. And down here at the bottom, you'll see any crew members that you can actually hire. There's a various selection that you can use. And down here on the very bottom, you'll see their initial hire price and their initial combat rank. You click on one, it will bring up some more detailed information up here, including their name and how much of a mission cut they take on your profits, and a short biography. We're going to hire this particular pilot, so we come down here to the Hire Pilot button, and then click on that one, and the hire process is complete. You can see him up in the roster over here now. This particular pilot is who we're going to take with us when I leave the station, so we're going to set this one to active here. You can see she has now been moved to my active roster, which means that she is actually on the ship with me right this second. And she will be able to control either the fighter or the mothership, whichever one I choose. The next step is outfitting. We'll open this up and come over to the optional internal slot, which is where your fighter bay is going to be located. Let's click on that. You are looking for either a class 5 or 6 slot. Those are the only two slots that fighter bays currently fit in. And it will be right about here somewheres in the menu. And right there. So you can see they're going to be about 510,000 credits or so on the live server. So we're going to come back, and just like the SRV, it's going to be located in the same spot. Now this here will show you the various different fighters, and the only thing that changes here is the loadout and their damage per second rating. There are only a limited number of ships that actually carry fighters, and it's going to be on this list. Any other ships in the game currently don't support fighters, and I don't know if that's going to change in the future, but it may. Now that we've briefly run through the crew interface and the outfitting requirements for the ship launch fighters, we're going to run outside the station, and I'll give you a brief overview of the fighter UI and how to issue orders and request docking from your fighter. It's pretty simple. Let's get going. Okay, now we are a good ways outside the station and away from traveling ships that could possibly get in the way. So on the same menu that the SRV would be on, you can see both the helm and fighter menus here. We want the fighter menu to start with, which is right there. You select that one, and over here is going to be your different options. So we're going to choose deploy to actually deploy our fighter from the fighter bay. And here you're going to see two options, yourself or your NPC crew member. For the purposes of this, I'm going to choose myself right here.
Telepresence link established. I'll take control of the mothership.
This is pretty neat, isn't it? You can see my NPC crew member is piloting my mothership and attempting to stay with me. Kind of a neat little feature. Okay, from this same menu, you'll be able to issue orders to your mothership. The first of which is defend, which means it will attack any target that shoots it or you at any time. The next is attack target, which means that it will attack whatever ship you are currently targeting. Engage at will means that it will engage any hostile within range. Maintain formation simply means that it will follow you around and attempt to stay behind you at all times. Follow me is the same thing, only it doesn't really care where it is. Hold position is self-explanatory. And switch will switch your view between the mothership and the fighter. To request docking, you go back to that same menu and you select the fighter instead of helm, and you simply request docking right there.
Ready to accept fighter.
You will receive a message from the NPC telling them that they're deploying, getting ready to receive the fighter. And you can see the fighter bay has deployed off the bottom side of the ship, and the holographic leads there showing you exactly where to take the fighter. And that's really all there is to it. Once you get close to the docking bay, it automatically pulls you in the rest of the way. It's nice and simple. Now that we're done with that, I'm just going to take a second to explain. If you decide to put your NPC crew member in the fighter instead of yourself, all of the orders remain the same. The fighter has the exact same functionality as your mothership does, with the exception of the request docking. Alright, the other point that I want to make real quick is that the fighters do have different loadouts, and some of them behave a little bit differently than the others, so it is worthwhile to check out all of the different variants and see which one works best for you. I'm not going to go into that here, maybe in another video. And that's it for today, guys. I'll see you next time.
Dos